like this might not be revolutionary. We're gonna try our best though. Let's just be honest. I think I have like 120 unread books on here. Kind of embarrassing. Trust me when I say it's beautiful. I think it looks really ugly. Hello everybody, my name's Carrie. Welcome back to my bookish channel. I'm actually coming at you from the future because I never filmed an intro for this video. I'm sure you can tell from the title of this video what this is going to be about, but this video is actually very exciting because I am finally getting a TBR cart. I have not had a TBR cart for the entirety of my reading journey thus far, mostly because I've had enough room on my bookshelf to hold all of my books, read and unread. However, lately my bookshelf has been running low on space. So to solve this problem, I got a TBR cart, and I'm going to take you guys along with me as I build the TBR cart and fill it with books. Step one to beautifying the bookshelf slash book room is a TBR cart. I've gotten pretty creative with trying to differentiate between the books that I have read and the books that I haven't read. Right now you can see the books that I have read are all turned around. I don't love it. I think it looks really ugly. I think a TBR cart is gonna help that situation out. Also, I don't have any more room on this bookshelf. I don't have room for decorations. I don't really have room to add a ton more books. It's time to create some more room. I got this one from the Container Store. I really wanted green for some reason. I actually don't know if the green goes in here very well, but I just love green. Green is such a good color, and I love having little green accents, especially in my book room. I have plants in here, and I feel like the green just ties in really well. I've also got a couple other little green accents throughout the room, and I thought that the dark green would be really cute for Christmas. It would go really well with Christmas decorations. I'm really excited about this. I feel like I could maybe put like a plant in this along with my books, depending on how many books I end up putting in this. Who knows? I really don't know yet. I'm gonna get to building. Cue the montage music. It's so cute. I already love it so much. You always want to put your screws in, but never fully tighten them when you're building these kinds of things, because otherwise you can really screw yourself over. I should have done one side at a time, actually, now that I'm looking at it, but here we are. That's so embarrassing. I'm literally holding this to, you can't see it, but like there are two things on the side, you can kind of see it here, that are really close together, and I'm like holding up this like thing that's so wide, thinking to myself, how is that gonna work? The two pieces go together. I'll show you when I'm done. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. We now have a TBR cart. It's beautiful. Ooh. I still film on my phone, so the angle's not great. You can't really see all of it, but trust me when I say it's beautiful. My plan with this is not to put every single unread book on the TBR cart, because the TBR cart is not big enough for that. Let's just be honest. I think I have like 120 unread books on here. Kind of embarrassing. You know, it is what it is, okay? I think what I'm gonna do is put the first first book or next book in a series that needs to be read. I think that's logical. And I feel like when I then look at the TBR cart in the future, when I'm deciding what I'm going to read, it'll help me decide what I'm going to read a little bit better because I can just see the next book in the series. That's the plan. I may talk through this. I may just kind of work. I don't know. I don't know what the vibe is yet. This whole stack here going on the TBR cart. So much space on there now. I'm kind of worried that my bookshelf's gonna look bare after I'm finished with this. Pulled off the books intended for my TBR cart, and my bookshelf looks empty now. I think just because this is scaring me so much that I'm gonna turn around all of the books that I have with the pages facing outward so that the spines are facing outward again. I think that that will help visually fill the space a little bit more. I am going to be reorganizing, but not today, and probably not this week either. This is gonna look kind of weird in videos. It looks a little bit better now, but it's not perfect. I will be reorganizing soon, so hopefully it'll look better once I do that. This will be a great incentive though for me to focus on reading through my TBR. Next up, I'm going to try to get all the books onto the TBR cart because they're actually in piles right now. I'm worried that I will fit this all on the TBR cart. Should I show you guys all the books? Well, let me just kind of wave. Oh, okay. My light is on there kind of weird, so hopefully it doesn't fall. But okay, so that's what we got onto the TBR cart. That's what's on the floor. That's what's in the chair. There's the desk. Kind of chaotic. Maybe won't fit. We're gonna try our best though. I think I want my monthly TBR to be on top, and then also more priority books on top as well. I'm gonna have to pick out other books that are kind of priority reads, including my 10 before the end, which I need to really get to. As you can see, the TBR cart is now full, and I mean full. Both sides filled. I have a lot of books on here. I'm gonna count them really quick actually. 37 on this side. 49 books in total on this TBR cart. This is not the entirety of my TBR. I feel like I've already said that at least once, but if I haven't, I decided that the best way to have the distribution that I want between my TBR cart and my bookshelf was to only include the next book in the series for me to read. So if I haven't started the series, that would be the first book. If I have started the series, it would just be the next book for me to read. I feel like this might not be revolutionary, but just in case you're like me and thought that people just put all of their unread books on their TBR cart, I'm letting you know this is not all of them on this TBR cart for me. I thought it would be fun to go through all of the books on this TBR cart so that you guys who watch my channel kind of know what's available for me to read. I always love watching people go through their TBRs, so hopefully this will be a fun thing for you all to watch as well. I'm gonna start with my 10 Before the End stack here. I know I already went through this in my last video, but in case you haven't seen that video, you'll see what's on my 10 Before the End list now. We've got Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I also have the next book too, but didn't make it on the cart because this is the next one for me to read. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. Oh my god, what is this? I'm like blindly reaching into this. I can't see up there. This is just my book embosser. The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This just became available on Libby, so it'll be getting read very soon. Also on my 10 Before the End list, but not in that stack, Beartown by Frederick Bachman and The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Okie dokie. Putting those back. I don't want to make a mess. Perfect. We've got Amid Clouds and Bones by Ella Fields. Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. These are actually my October TBR book that I haven't really got to and probably won't get to because it is the 30th of October right now. Don't know what happened this month, but whatever. That's not what this video is about. We're talking about the TBR cart. Five Survived by Holly Jackson. Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Adia. I might be saying that last name wrong. Very sorry if I am. I read the first book, The Wrath of the Dawn. It was very cute. Not my favorite book of all time, but the story was different, and I found the romance to be very sweet in that book. A good read if you're looking for just a nice YA romance. Light Lark by, is it Lauren Astor? I really do want to get to this book, but I think I want to wait until all the books are out in the series, or at least the next one. Girl, Serpent, Thorn by Melissa Basherdoff. Also don't know if I'm saying that correctly. 10,000 Stitches by Olivia Atwater. This is book 2 in the Regency Fairy Tales series. The first book was Half a Soul, which I know was pretty popular recently. Got City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. We've got We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faisal. I'm probably saying that incorrectly. If I wasn't filming on my phone, I would have stopped and looked up how to pronounce these names, but I'm working with what I have here, okay? Definitely pronounced that incorrectly, and I feel very bad. These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. Foxglove by Adeline Grace. I was just thinking to myself today that I really want to pick this book up soon. I really liked Belladonna. I don't know why I've been putting Foxglove off. I've meant to pick it up like 4 times now, so hopefully I'll pick it up soon. The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. This Woven Kingdom by Tahea Mafi. Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. Another book that I've had on my physical TBR for like way too long. Just way too long. Honestly, a lot of these I feel like could be really good spring or summer reads for me, or at least like deep in the winter, need some sort of hot, sunshiny fantasy land to get me out of my winter blues kind of vibe. So holding off a little bit longer. Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. Cruel is the Light by Sophie Clark. Reckless by Lauren Roberts. A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. The Atlas 6 by Olive E. Blake. Pits and Poison by R. Rada. I did really like Peaches and Honey, and I did start Pits and Poison and kind of softy and effed it a couple months ago. I don't know why. I was in the middle of reading it, and it's not that the story was bad or that I was disliking it. I really just felt at that moment that I was kind of bored of being in that world and of that story, which sounds negative, but this happens to me all the time where after a certain number of books in the same world, I just get kind of bored of that world and want to experience a different story. So I will definitely get back to this one at some point. It just wasn't the moment for me to read that. The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson, The Only One Left by Riley Sager, Red Rising by Pierce Brown, Anatomy by Dana Schwartz. Now to the backside. Okay, we've got The Princess Knight by Kate. Oh, you can't even see this. How silly. The Princess Knight by Kate Jacobs, A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair, Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I'm really sad that I didn't get to this before Halloween. It felt like the perfect Halloween read, so I may just wait until next year. Oh god, no. These are kind of packed in here, like there's not a lot of wiggle room. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This book I've heard nothing but good things about from people that I actually know in real life, so I need to pick it up, but it's daunting for sure. Crimson River by Devaney Perry, Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I'm very excited for this. I have been in my contemporary romance era for sure. Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. I was not a huge fan of Magnolia Parks. I know that a lot of people don't like the first book, Magnolia Parks, in the series, so I'm hoping that I'll read more and eventually like the books, but I have a really hard time with toxic relationships, even in books. Everybody in Magnolia Parks just seemed so young and immature. They were all just so immature. It really was super hard to read. Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. We're almost done. We've only got 4 more books. Wow, we've freaking sped through this. Her Soul for Revenge by Harley LaRue. I'm so excited to read this. I know it's probably going to be obscenely spicy, but I actually really loved the story of the first one, so really excited to pick this up. Gothicana by Runix. Not gonna lie, I thought I was picking up Nocticadia when I got this book. So I was kind of surprised when I went and put it into my Goodreads for my TBR shelf, and I saw that the ratings were much lower than the ratings for Nocticadia, but I'm still looking forward to reading this book. We've got The Bridge Kingdom by Daniel L. Jensen, another book that I think would be a really good late winter / spring read, and How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly. That did not feel like 49 books. So there we have it. This is my TBR cart portion of my physical TBR. I do think that if I could get through this entire cart in the next year and not add too much to it, I would feel very accomplished in my reading. And this is only 49 books, so that is really doable in a year for me, even if I dilly-dally and take on too many other projects like I always do. And reading it does not mean reading my entire physical TBR. I have about double that on my physical TBR, and not every book made it onto this TBR cart that is even the next book for me to read. I totally forgot. I actually left my entire literary fiction shelf on the shelf because it just looks so cute there. I like it there. And I'm not going to lie, I just don't really reach for literary fiction super often, so it didn't feel pressing enough to end up on the cart like these all do. These feel like pressing books that I really want to get to, or that I just feel I should get to. The literary fiction will be there when I am in the mood to pick up literary fiction. I also have a few soft DNFs that I left on the shelf. You can't see it, but Sword Heart, I left that on the shelf. Not sure if I'm gonna get back to the book. I really had a hard time getting into it. I also left a few series on the shelf that I may not finish, like the Inheritance Games trilogy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I read the first one, and I've heard that the next two in the series are more of really just the same. And I liked the first one. It wasn't bad, but I don't feel like I need to read two other books that are supposedly exactly the same. I feel like I got the story and the story was good and I liked it, and I'm done. I'm done with it. This is not an official declaration of me DNFing the series. I'm just letting you guys know why it didn't make it on the shelf, and that's why. So that is all the books that I have on my brand new TBR cart. Let me know if you use a TBR cart, or if you just keep all your books on a bookshelf, or if you stack them in your room, or what you do with all your books. Everybody does different things, so let me know what you do. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye!